I'll just do
We're in?
Yeah. So, hello everybody. We're back with more Stanley Parable. The end is never the end. We're gonna try to get a couple more endings, and then we might play a different game afterwards. We don't know how long it'll take, but it'll take a while, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, we're still trying to make sure we get everything set up. So these first few videos are going to be a combination of us experimenting,
Yes.
trying to have a little bit of fun, and figuring out how
This
to do
is
it.
the story of a man named Stanley.
And now I'm gonna skip the intro because I can do that. There we go. I skipped it. The power of skipping. Yay. I still have to.
We have more control over this world than we should.
Yes, we have too much control. So, that's great to know. But, yeah, there is one ending that we have not done that is similar to the first ending. Or at least it's...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
We're gonna go...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, narrators. God, can't talk for a minute without...
He's so rude, right?
So rude. I just wanted to say things to our audience that exists somewhere. But still, we're gonna press the on button instead of the off button this time. See what happens. And do some other stuff.
Right.
Who knows? I'm just putting on a timer for like, I don't know, maybe 35 minutes or something for an episode or something. 'Cause I don't know how long we're gonna do this for. But yeah.
So we've got to push the
Stanley
other button.
stood for a long time in
then-
one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying.
Hey.
So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Hey, stop being sarcastic. That's my thing.
So we have to hit the other button.
Yeah.
We have to go down the path that says escape.
Yes.
When
And then
Stanley
there's
came to a
the-
set of two open doors, he entered the
phone.
door on his left.
Okay.
To unplug the phone, and
Yeah. Which, for this one, we are actually going to go on the right and then go into the other door where it has the thing and the thing, because we haven't really technically done
This
that
was
yet.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
You see, we really like the employee lounge.
Yes,
it's probably my
truly
favorite
a room
in
worth admiring.
the game.
It had
Yes.
really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I don't... Okay, I am obviously weightless, and there's no...
Doors can push you aside easily.
Yes, I am...
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I think there is a thing, like a set of, things. You know, the things.
There was nothing here.
Them things.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I know that there's like a bunch of endings. I think one of them has to do with the room closet.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Cool.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I kind of want to know how long it'll take for it to freak out.
Yeah.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Okay, I guess we can go now. Alright, but that was fun. Little fun Easter egg kind of thing.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, so now we go through this. Here's this. Well, it's not that one, but the other one.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, so here we go. This is stuff. There's. Alright, so here's the elevator. I think. Okay, wait. So there's an elevator, which you have to go down. So we do that.
There's at least 3 possible endings in this area, I think, at least.
Yeah, there's this thing that keeps on popping up on my screen that I can't deal with it. There's just, I don't want a Norton VPN thing. Stop it. I don't want Norton VPN.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. Okay, cannot go back up. That would have been a little weird ending. Yeah, can't do that.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, so should we do the escape or should we do the one where we press the on button?
We can press the on button first and then come back and do this.
Okay. Okay, so once we go to here, in the catwalk, so
This part should be pretty straightforward.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I wonder if we go back, there's gonna be
We can't go back.
well, no, I mean like right here. Nope. Nope. Okay, we cannot go back. Nope. Nope. We can't go
Nah.
Never mind. So we go over here. Okay.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Nice. Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Probably.
I mean, most
No.
likely okay.
He
never mind.
refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Yes.
Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
It seems like it.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, you have to go hit the power button.
Yeah.
Turn it on, I think.
Turn it on, and then we gotta...
Then come back here.
Yeah. Weird. Okay. I was just... Alright, thought something weird would happen, but... Oh, there's a door.
Is there... Yeah, there's
No,
a...
it doesn't do anything.
There's a... Lights... There's like buttons with numbers on them. Like they said, I saw one that said 2, one that said 5, one that said 4.
Yeah, that's a...
Is there one that says... Is there an 8?
Okay, wait, so... The 4 is up there.
The 4 is up there.
The 2 is
2...
here.
Oh,
no,
1 and
1,
2 are there.
Oh, it's... Is it like 4, 2, 5, 8? Or is it 8? I forgot what the sequence
It was 2, 8, 4, 5.
2, 8, 4, 5. So we know what the 2 is.
You know where the 4
is
is.
up there. And oh.
5 is over here.
What? I want to put
I think we come back and hit this afterwards, I think.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, there's the buttons. There's some buttons. I have it crouched. Okay, so there's a 3 there. Okay, I think we came from there. Yeah, we came from there.
Yeah, we did.
So 3 is there.
5 is towards the
Oh, another. Yeah.
the power facility.
So there's 5. So it's 2.
I think it goes 1 through 5.
I guess it does. Oh, weird. All right. Well, we're gonna press the on button.
And when at last he found the source of...
Here we go.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do, for example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent. Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
Come on, dude.
Let's say 2 minutes.
2.
Now, this is
that's
making things a little
time.
more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this
1,
is
4,
much
2,
better than what I had in mind.
0,
What a shame
0,
we have so
5,
little
2,
time
1.
left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the
0,
bomb goes
5, 2,
off.
1.
But what precious moments each one of them
0, 5,
is.
2, 1. Try 0,
More
5, 2,
time
1.
to talk about
zero, I
you,
don't think.
about me,
Oh, wait.
where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Do we have?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
Purple 2.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
Wait, don't hit it, don't hit it,
Watching
don't hit
you
it.
try to
Look
make
at the next
sense of
screen.
everything and take
That's
back
so
the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better.
10.
My goodness,
I
only
can't read
34
that, okay.
seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Okay.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you,
blank.
running from button to
it's a
button,
one.
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Check more of the consoles around the thing.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
What?
You wanted to control
What do you
this
mean?
world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Follow that cord on the ground. That cord on the ground.
That's 30 seconds you have left to
What?
struggle.
Oh, God.
Follow that
30
black
seconds until
cord
a big
right here.
boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being
just
blown
hit the
to
pump.
pieces. Will you cling desperately
Wait.
to your frail life?
Goodbye,
Or will you let it go
wait.
peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
The remote is shaking in my hand. Okay, I guess that was an ending. Not what I was expecting, but I mean,
That was frustrating.
yeah. But I don't think there was a way to beat
Wait,
that.
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Okay, so we're just gonna do the escape one.
When
now.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do the escape ending, and then I think
Yet there was not a single person here
there's anything
either.
left out of that, is
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, is there anything on the... No, there's not. Okay, so that's not on there. I don't think, anyway. There's a piano.
Stepping into his manager's
That doesn't
office,
do anything.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a
Okay,
keypad
no.
behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Sean, are you still there? Sean?
My headset broke for a second. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, alright, well, we're gonna do the escape one just to reiterate things and stuff and multiple endings. Yay! No. I wanted to see if I could get out the elevator before it went down, but nope. Okay. Apparently this dude can't run. Oh! Wait.
What?
It didn't do like an entire sequence.
Because already loaded part of the level. I don't know.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut, Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Cool. And oh. Okay then. I guess we can go down now. Whee! Oh. Okay then. That was. Oh, we're still going. I thought that was. Oh. Oh, this is weird.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, goodbye, crew! Whoa! Okay.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Thank you, narrator. Okay, now we're over here.
Or not.
Oh. Okay. Is that no? That's not the one. Okay, guess we go. Oh. Can I go through the? Okay, I went there.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Okay. Stanley's computer! Yay!
Well, we can continue to work from here.
Aha, yes. Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first path of first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Yay! I'm incredibly short now. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. Yay. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time.
Could you stand up?
I could, yes.
Thank you. I couldn't.
Okay. Oh, filing cabinets. So many filing cabinets. Office computer.
Someone was playing solitaire.
Aw, you can.
Why would you?
Oh my god. Employee database. Oh my gosh. Well, I can't read that, so.
If you can't read it, there's no way I'm gonna be able to read it.
Ha. Okay, oh.
What?
No, you stay off. Choose your existence.
It turned back on.
Damn. Okay, anyway. I am not going to go to the credits just yet because there's so much left to do. By looking at stuff. There's, it's not my desk. It's,
Another employee's.
someone else's. Yay. Oh, the office number 1. Doesn't do anything. Same for 2. Same for 3. Yep. Doesn't do nothing. Ooh, buttons. Yay.
Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of keyboard strokes and a synthesized tone. Huh.
No, I went press 3. No. Cool. Alright then. Original music. I will never be able to say that one lady's name. At least I think that's a lady. I think. Blake Robinson, Christian Baker, and no, Baker. I don't know. Additional voice work, Leslie Staples. Staples. Avia Pinches. I don't know. Ginny Kuglin. Original artwork is Simon Boxer. Mika Lati. Oh, gosh. Steam support. Cool, Steam. You did great. Jason Royman, Cassidy Gerber, Mike Dunkel, and Peter Wyckoff. I think that's basic. Okay, more stuff. Okay. Davey Reedon and William Pug. Yeah. They written and designed the Stanley Parable. Additional level design, Colin Eddings and Jack Parsons. Programming. Sean, it's Jesus. He's in the game. He did it.
Jesus.
Jesus did it.
He bit back just to program this game.
Yeah. Okay.
It was done by one man.
Jesus. Okay. There's Robin Arnott, Eduardo Ortiz. I think that's how you say it. And the impeccable. I have no idea who this is.
It's the narrator. It says so right there.
No, I meant the guy, Kevin or
I don't know.
Writing. Okay. And then there's more stuff. Anyway. Okay. Oh. Office clock. It actually ticks.
Is that the right time? It is.
Is it really?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, it is. Whoa. Whoa. If that's a coincidence, then cool. And then, oh, okay, I guess this was the first one.
We haven't seen that boss's office yet.
No, not yet. We have seen that one, and we have
not seen that one.
I think those are just
They might. I think they're just early development stages.
They're really close to being the same. Okay, I'll go back over there. Hopefully, I don't want to miss a thing, if that's even possible. Okay, cool. That is probably where it ends. Cool. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending, in the game's alpha. Cool. Trees and that's
trees,
it.
grass, and a wall, and some sky.
It's a window. My God. Okay. Countdown desk.
Oh.
What? That did not. Okay. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. Ooh. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in the beta. Cool. Nice. Exit. Okay, that's where we exit. We're not going there yet. I want to say that. Monitor room elevator. Yay. For a long time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above, the countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Ha! They couldn't tell what was up and what was down.
I think they're talking about us.
Stupid. No. I'm not that dumb. I know the difference between up and down. See, up, down.
I was really hoping you would get it wrong on accident.
Well then, fine. Down, up.
No, that's on purpose now. It doesn't matter.
You don't know that. Anyway, countdown room is the early version of that. You have no evidence of me not messing up on that.
Nope, you're right. I have no evidence.
No, it's not like this is going to the internet or anything. Nope. Never. Zending. Oh, okay.
The what?
Wait, what?
Can I...
Zending. This screenshot depicts an early version of the ending known as the Zending, which was eventually cut and merged with another part of the game.
Oh.
With like ice or what? I don't
No.
I don't get it. Weird.
I don't know.
I don't understand. Oh, wait. Zending model. Oh! It's the wood thing. It's the, It's the wooden room, or the thing with the, that looked like the cabin log thing. I think that's what I mean.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
The thing with the confused ending.
The thing that doesn't make it any easier.
You know, the confused ending with all the you know.
I know what the confused ending is.
Yeah,
I don't remember this.
Like the cabin thing, or it was like it's kind of close to that. Where you that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. The setting model went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Cool! Levers. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of this Zending. The player would pull a lever, the narrator would describe what card. Really? No. No, okay. He won't do it because he's dead.
No, we're dead, not the narrator.
No, I mean both. Okay, anyway. The game is now oh, this is the original menu thing. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when a player restarted from the escape menu. Cool. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Oh, I wish we did that. I would have been super confused. Would have been great. Meeting room. Okay. Oh. Wait.
So whether or not we cut through maintenance. Oh, wait. Go back. Look at the top again. One option.
Oh.
That's what it looks like. What does that say? To communicate to what? To confusion ending. Oh.
Wait, what?
One. Under maintenance, there's the gray square.
Ending. Okay. Two
And then
options. Oh, wait, you still read.
No, go ahead.
Okay. 2 options. There's a maintenance, lounge, disobey, staircase. The other entrance would be hidden depending on how you enter.
So you could have entered through the like before the staircase when you went to the first room.
Yeah. Weird. One option, number 3. Doorway to the maintenance in the lounge and the original back on track option. Oh, yeah, no, I think this is, yeah.
Because we cut through the maintenance one to get back on track to the obey part.
Yeah, we did that. Okay, and then there's
There's a vent in the lounge.
Huh.
It looks like it just leads back into the maintenance room, but still.
Weird. Okay. Maintenance layouts. Okay. The flow of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. But which? Oh, I guess the first one. Oh, so these don't exist.
Oh, so okay.
Dang it.
Dang. We probably should have read that before we went through and.
Yeah, because we're stupid. And there's a. Oh, okay. The apartment timer. In previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone, and not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. I did it under 15 seconds. And now I can't get to anything. The cargo lift. The cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. Cool! I did that a couple times.
Yeah, I did.
In this section, this second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. I mean...
So what it looks like now, obviously it looks more like what it should if it was a cargo area. This doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's got those things.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're...
Yep. It's got those things. You'll never know. The Office. More things. And, oh. These are screenshots of Stanley Parable HD Remix. More endings.
More endings, fewer...
More narrators. Fewer narrators. More Stanley. Less Stanley. Awesome. Okay, more. HD remix is to win, is to lose. Oh my god, that's too many words. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? Okay. Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight. Cool. Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the company's approval. Yay!
Community's approval, not the company.
Well, I
Community.
read community. Yes. Okay, never mind. That says community. And there was an ending where we got a bike.
No, there's an ending on a war zone.
Well, I mean, we
Apparently.
could have done
Tron.
That's obviously not in the game. Anyway, okay, Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. Okay. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of this game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. I would have loved it if that was in the game.
Alien base.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
Wait, awesome. Aw, man. I think there was... Yeah, oh, there is more. Over here. There's... No, shush. Oh, there's more stuff. Okay. Narrator emails. Ooh. After the second... You can read that. It's fine.
After the second trailer, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails.
I don't have any friends. Okay.
Are you a rock?
Oh my god. Is there a way to... Okay.
Dear narrator, will the Stanley Parable have infinite questions? How many endings? If the
Quests.
Stanley Parable is... Oh, quests.
Ha, you can't read either. No, it's too late.
Oh, you shouldn't... Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
How do you type with boxing gloves on?
that.
What?
What?
Greetings, omnipotent voice. I wanted to tell you I like the Stanley Parable as much as I like seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks.
It's too late.
Partner, I am Anthony Elias, business broker. Please partner with me in a very rewarding business venture. Details will be sent to you here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, 1112800. 1112800.
I don't think it has anything to do with the game.
Probably not, but
Am I Stanley? Are you spying on me?
donate?
Why?
Donate but written weird?
Okay, we're just gonna go on. I've seen
That
some-
last one.
Okay. The lounge.
I like the lounge we have.
Early version of the lounge. Yeah, it has a vending machine. This one has a plant.
I'm pretty sure the other one had plants too.
I don't know. I can't remember. I have the memory of a goldfish.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Stanley's office from now left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second in March 2012, and the third in February 2013. Okay. And
The one we know and love.
yes, it's got a lamp.
So
So
Stanley gradually became less and less organized.
Yes.
And it looks like, did he get more filing cabinets? Or did he just move some of them? His desk got bigger.
Oh yeah, we got a lot bigger desk. This is small Stanley.
Small Stanley.
Yes. Small Stanley. Yeah. Okay, there's... Oh my gosh, I think this entire episode now is just going to be us exploring.
Just us exploring the museum.
Yeah, man. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that in their amount of time here? Oh, a photocopier. I was expecting a lot more.
I was about to correct you and say it was a printer, but it's. I don't think it is.
Early version of a maintenance room.
That looks pretty much like what we got.
Yeah.
Just with the
it's got the
less
elevator,
details.
It's got the door. That's it. The office. Okay. And then we're big.
All right, now go through this door straight ahead.
I think. Oh yeah, we haven't gone here through here. I don't think anyway.
No, we haven't.
Okay. There's a thing. Underground. An early version of the underground portion of the game.
Mostly the same, except the escape portion looked different.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it was red, but it looked like someone wrote it on a whiteboard.
On like a piece of wood or something.
Yeah. Okay, so there's something down here. Narration outtakes. Did you hear that?
I did.
Okay. Okay. Well. Okay.
The voice of the narrator recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
How could you not use more narrator stuff in a game about a narrator?
Because there were endings that were cut, so we probably voiced some stuff for those endings, but then they were never used.
Dang. That must be incredibly sad for employee line. It's got couches. And I'm bored.
Like, honestly, those couches look like some of the most comfortable things ever. Like, if you ever sat on couches or laid on couches like that.
Yes, coming from the couch expert, he's sat on them all. So many couches.
Oh, fine then.
Couches. A bit. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. I'll just read this. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey. David. I mean Davey. I can't say David. It's Davey. Davey Crockett. The writer as a kind of audition piece. Cool. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Oh, good for you, William. Good for you.
Good for William. Just William in particular. Congratulations, William.
Yeah. Everyone else they don't count. William in particular, he did the 43.
This was our first like the office we walk into, remember?
No, I mean it's got sparks and
well, yeah,
things
it's this
coming
one,
from the ceiling. And,
if you were to follow that back wall,
oh
like,
yeah, it is.
Like if you were to go to the other side, no, yeah. You are terrible at this. Like,
what? Well,
I want you to stand straight in the middle of the painting.
Okay.
Nope. Walk right up to it.
Hey, you said walk right up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Back up. Just okay. Now, if you were to look to your right, just a little, that wall behind the photocopier, keep going down there. I'm pretty sure you would find Stanley's office.
Well, I mean, I can't walk into the painting.
I know that.
I can't pause. I didn't read the rest of it. I'm sorry. But yeah. Though much of the environment was changed, the basic layout of the mock-up is still in the game. Yeah, I like that freaking sparks and wires coming out of the ceiling. I mean, that would have been cool, except for that one ending where it does have that. But I mean, whatever. That was a nice ending. The confusion ending was great. Oh, cool chains. I do not remember seeing that.
Why would we see it? It's on the other side of the.
So much added detail.
Alright.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Is it okay? Well, I guess Okay. Didn't
Oh.
even do the
Can you
swing.
see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Oh,
No, perhaps not.
no, I'm freaking
Sometimes
blind.
these things cannot be seen.
It's dark, lady. You don't understand.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Did you pause?
Yeah, I did pause it. Should we get crushed or actually
What?
just quit the menu? Or just...
Unpause?
Okay.
Maybe. Oh.
Never mind. We died. Okay, that was gonna happen anyway. Well.
Is the game still open? Or...
Yeah, no, it's still open. I don't... Something's supposed... Oh.
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 Do we have no choice but to quit?
Yeah, no, we have... Begin the game again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there was any other way to do that. Well, I don't know if there's anything else we can do in the game. I mean, could be, but...
One other ending we haven't recorded.
Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't...
We haven't done that one ending. So yeah, we're gonna do that real quick.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I mean, someone's got to be closing the doors behind him, right?
Fine, then I'll just go backwards.
Go backwards the entire game. Watch that be the way to an ending. He'll tell
Stanley
us to
came
go...
to a set of two open doors. He entered the door on
Wait,
his
wait,
left.
wait. Oh. Turn around. Okay, if we enter the door on our left, it'll be the door on our left, but it will be the door on the right. Will that change anything? Or am I just thinking into this too much?
Are you just telling me to go through the right door backwards?
Yes.
Oh, why didn't you do
This
that?
was not the correct way to the meeting room,
never mind.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes. How does
Check
he
and
know?
see if there's still a vent that you can go through.
I don't think so. I think they...
Wow.
I don't...
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think it's
this
going to be in here,
room.
but we can check.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Hey, I like your sass. Okay, I guess you're not gonna say anything.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
I'm not in the
Really
room.
worth it.
Not in the room.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, well then we're gonna go through this door because I feel like it.
Stanley was so bad at following
Okay.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
No.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I like that.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Blech.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Why does that sound so ominous?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No,
I love the
It's
rustling
definitely
through
here,
the
clear as
script.
day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
That doesn't
Music
happen.
comes in, fade to white, roll credits.
You lie.
Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
All I did
Please
was unplug a
observe this
phone.
helpful instructional video.
I don't want to.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh, what?
Oh my god, it's 4:30. I'm supposed to have a bag of second.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Okay.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
Cool.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay, well, we're going here, and we're gonna do what the narrator says because we can. Oh, cool.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm too hard to handle. Sexual. Okay, no, not that one. Cool. Cool.
Almost
So
there.
apparent-
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay.
So apparently, there's no way to stop the...
Now remember,
Countdown.
all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, fine. Well, I mean, you gave me the choice, and I went right, because right is always the right direction, because it's always right. See, that makes sense.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
No.
I have to.
You don't need to. Okay. Where am I? Am I... Oh! Okay.
Oh! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
I am clever.
My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Okay.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I mean, I am 16, but whatever.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I forgot if we... Wait, do we go left or right? I'm just gonna go right.
No! Why did you do that?
Wait.
Quickly, hurry.
Whoa.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. Oh.
Okay. Maintenance call. Okay, it's not there.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Can't open it. I like the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
That's a gun.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
So,
There's a gun on a panda.
remember when we were reading in the museum about the Zending ending?
Yes.
We have done that one.
Yeah.
It was the one...
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
I like how it's red.
I thought it was saying that that ending had been cut, but it wasn't. It was the ending where there was
sorry,
the
is there
room
a
that made the
problem?
narrator happy.
You didn't mishear me,
And the
did you?
staircase.
Please speak the code into the receiver.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
I did go right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley,
This is the not Stanley ending, otherwise known as the real person ending.
Walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
He's so depressed.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Whoa.
And props to the narrator and like the writing team, because like, that's just really well done.
Oh my god, there's so many endings. But yeah, I think that's really great place to end it. At least for this, just 3 parts. I mean, for this, I mean, there's a lot. Like a lot. Like a lot. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna look at this clock now.
I think there's 20 possible endings.
But no, I didn't
But
close the door.
Stanley
you
simply
fool!
couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
I
He had
wasn't-
never been trained for that.
I wasn't near the
No.
door.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself,
Okay, please
is to
subscribe,
wait.
like the video,
Nothing
and
will hurt me.
share or
Nothing
whatever.
will break
We'll
me.
see you later.
And here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited.
No,
Hours
I'm not
passed.
waiting. This
Then
is where
days.
we end it.
Had years gone by?
No,
He no
it-
longer had the ability to tell.
No, this
But the
is-
one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he
Pause.
waited long enough, the answers
Subscribe
would
and like the
come.
video. Bye.
If
Bye.
Okay, there we go. We did a thing. Yay.